Hello Aquarius, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If you're watching this video, this reading was meant to find you. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And look at that, we get an Empress right off the bat. I feel like you're somebody who gives a lot to other people. Yeah. I feel like people ask you for a lot of stuff, right? People rely on you for things. People kind of like, they know that there's an abundance with you. There's an abundant energy. And it feels as if, they feel safe asking you for a lot. I think that you're somebody who enjoys giving to people. I think you're a very generous person. And I think that sometimes you can be overly generous to where it kind of is leaving you with not much left on your plate because you've given so much to everybody else. And that's a wonderful quality to have, I feel like this is a card about you receiving now. I feel like it's your turn. Yeah. Let's put this into a little bit of context. We're going to use our Dove and Serpent spread. We've got that Devil energy. We got that Princess of Pentacles, Princess of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is time for you to be a little selfish, Aquarius. Okay? Hanged Man as general energy, absolutely. Because you're willing to give somebody the shirt right off your back. The Hermit, yeah. We're not isolating so much as maybe disengaging from the sort of the overly social connections. Yeah. We're just spending a little bit more time with ourselves. We're taking a little bit more of our resources for ourselves. And it might feel selfish, and that may be your obstacle right now, is that it feels a little selfish. That's okay. All right? That's okay. Here we have the Nine of Cups and the Universe. You are restoring yourself to a sense of wholeness. I feel like you've been depleted of something. We may be talking about money. The Seven of Pentacles up here may be referring to being so generous with your material wealth, right? Your money, your finances, your resources, yeah. That it's kind of letting you, you're recognizing that your cupboards are getting a little bare. And so it's time for you then to kind of restore that, to replenish your inventory of energy. Okay, let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set this down right over here with our little sea turtle friend right on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, put your prediction in the comments right below the video. Now, as we look around the room, we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana cards. And that, I think, is a very big signal here that your life needs to change a little bit, that something is happening, and I think it needs to be implemented ASAP. We've got fire. We've got water. No air cards. We have earth and earth. So why no air cards? Well, I think perhaps because you're not trying to explain yourself to anybody. And I think that this is something that you're just kind of shifting into without a need to really justify it. You don't have to explain this. You don't have to you don't have to ask for for permission, first of all. And you don't have to justify it. You don't have to prove that it's required or it's necessary, that you've earned it, right? Let's start with this Empress energy that we have, because this is self-care. This is you receiving now, because you are the giver. The Empress is the one that's always giving and providing and helping everybody else. You're either you're a parent or a guardian or a caregiver, or you work in the medical field maybe. That's a very common thing with this card, because this is somebody that will sacrifice their own needs for the sake of other people. The giver. Giving, giving, giving. Blood, sweat, and tears to everybody else. And sometimes that depletes us. Okay? And it's the same as that pelican at the bottom of the card, who is feeding its young from its own lifeblood. Okay? And so I feel, and that's the Hanged Man. This is the blood, literally the blood, sweat, and tears being poured into something or some situation or other people or the needs of others. It's a generosity. Okay, it's a generosity. But now it's time to receive. It's time for self-care, time for you to nourish yourself, okay? Your physical restoration. Let yourself receive love, compliments, help, support, okay? Focus on the beauty of your space. What does your environment look like? And is that supportive of your spirit? Does that uplift you? Yeah. Does your environment uplift you? That's going to be a very important theme. Okay. Create something, do something for yourself, something simple. Draw something, paint something, right? Do something artistic. Make yourself that delicious plate of food. It's kind of a comfort food card a little bit. But it's comfort generally, right? You're saying yes to what warms your heart and uplifts your spirit. You're saying no to anything that drains you right now. You're taking pleasure in your own existence. And I think that this is you slowing down and really feeling it. You've got to nourish yourself and nurture yourself. And I think when you slow down like this, I think you can feel how much you are in need of replenishment or restoration. Okay? And the fact that we have the Devil card here shows a little bit of the obstacle, because it feels selfish. To be in this Devil energy sometimes feels like you have desires, and for some reason we feel guilty for having desires. We feel guilty for wanting pleasure, for wanting love or intimacy. Yeah. The Devil is the engine of the car. And it kind of feels like we've got to give it some good fuel. This car needs the maintenance, So this is also kind of an independence, because it's the lone mountain goat. So right now you're being told to keep some of what you have for yourself. Be a little bit selfish. There is something that you are hungry for. There's something that you desire, something that you want. And this needs to be acknowledged, and it needs to be acquired. Okay? It's your drive for pleasure, for creation, for intimacy, for expression. Okay? So the task isn't to suppress this, but to honor this. Right, to direct this towards something that is going to enrich your life. So ultimately it's time to be a little selfish and do things for you. Okay, do things that are going to make you feel good and to uplift you. Okay, this is kind of about agency. This is about you saying, look, I need to be in control of my resources, and you can't be, especially if it's finances, you can't be giving it away all the time. Some things need to be kept for you. Okay. And now we have a Princess of Pentacles under the surface here, because this is kind of like, this is how you feel. To me, this feels like you're always, I don't know, it feels like no matter how much you give, You feel like you always need to give more, because this is kind of like nature that's like always producing, that you harvest something and then more stuff is going to grow. So it kind of feels like you've got a lot to give people, and you do. You really, really do. Okay? You have such a generous spirit about you. But when we look at the Seven of Pentacles at the top, this is kind of like the actual conscious awareness. Okay, yeah, I'm in need of some rest. I'm in need of some self-care. My body needs my attention. My heart and mind need my attention. But this is how you feel on the inside. This is what's in your heart. Okay? And this is that inner resource that wants to nurture everybody. It feels like an unlimited supply, of abundant energy for you. But the reality is that it's looking more sparse than we thought, or that we feel. Okay? So this needs to be a new focus on your own health, your own long-term success. It's kind of like saying, if things keep going the way they're going, this is a resource that is going to be gone. We have to make sure that, it's kind of like you have a savings account, and you have to understand how much you're spending of that savings account. Eventually it's going to run out unless it's earning more than you're spending. You know what I mean? Maybe it's your retirement account. Maybe this is our karmic bank account, or just our energy ledger. Okay? So your body is trying to tell you something. I think your body is trying to tell you that we need rest, we need replenishment. Okay, so focus on building something that is sustainable for you. Okay, don't push yourself, nourish yourself. Listen to what your soul is telling you. Okay, because we need to restore, we need to replenish the cupboards, so to speak. Yeah. And I think that this is meant to last you a long time. We have, whether I don't know what resource we're talking about. It could be time, effort, energy. It could be money. It could be space. Those are resources that are, finite. Ultimately, our time. Let's say the space that we're giving, the attention that we're giving other people, or just other things. We need to direct some of that inward. Okay? Because this is sort of setting you up for long-term stability. You've got to take care of these things now before things run out, and then we're really in a pickle. Okay? And so we have to realize that, yes, there are things that need our attention. There are things that need to be replenished. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with the Seven of Pentacles. But it is saying that there's more growth needed here. This is something that you're looking at. It's consciously on your mind now. This is something that you can see. And this is us understanding where in our lives we need that replenishment. Okay. And it could be that your resources are being directed toward outside things, and it's not leaving enough of those resources for you to build up what you want to build up in your life. Okay? You give everybody the food off of your plate, there's not enough food for you. And so this, to me, feels like a lack. It feels like not the absence of resources or the absence of progress, but it feels like we're seeing it dwindle. We're able to recognize that we're spending more than we're making. The outgo is greater than the income. Okay? And so now we have to consciously look at this and figure out what shift we need to make. Because there's something in your life right now that's not working in this manner. And I feel that it's, if you're in the medical field, this is you putting in way too many hours, not taking care of yourself enough. If this is financial, this is you spending way more money on, everything out there, not saving enough for you. Or, physically, this is you, burning the midnight oil, burning the candle at both ends, and not resting enough to restore that energy. Okay? So I feel that this is physical or financial, mostly, okay? And maybe that your body is starting to feel a little bit run down. And I think that we need to reassess our energy expenditures. Yeah. The Princess of Wands kind of feels like we're trying to get back to this princess a little bit, because the princess is passionate and full of vitality. Okay? The princess is out here dancing with the tiger. It's kind of like saying, back in the day, I used to be able to dance all night long, but now, after about an hour, I'm tired. So I feel like we're recognizing that this type of surge of energy, this vital energy, very passionate and very, very spontaneous and very alive, and this needs a little bit more care. Okay? Kind of feel like we're starting to feel our age a little bit, and it may be time for us to reassess the balance in our lives. Okay? This is a spark of vitality. And I think that we can return to this. But we have to understand where our energy has been going and where it's now sort of dwindling a little bit too quickly. Okay. And this even is to me, a card that says that we're freely spending our energy. That we have because see, the Princess of Wands doesn't have concern for consequences. So this is just freely burning the energy like it's going out of style, Not really taking into account that one day I'm going to have to pay for that. It could be that now, in our maturity of our Empress energy, we're starting to realize that I've spent too much of my energy and now I need to bring some back in. Yeah. I feel like that's what's going on. So we have an Ace of Cups in the future position. This is you opening yourself up to receiving. This is a kind of a new beginning. Okay? And this is you, instead of pouring energy out, this is you bringing energy in. You're letting yourself feel. You're experiencing, you're kind of like a gratitude for ourselves, a gratitude for our resources, opening yourself up to affection and care and love. Just as you feeling that. Okay. I feel like this is now your cup is being filled, because you spend a lot of time filling other people's cup. It's time for your cup to be filled. Yeah. And the next step for you, I think, is to pursue something that makes your heart feel kind of warm and fuzzy, To do something, do one thing in the next 2 days, okay? Do one thing in the next 2 days that is going to make your heart feel happy and good. And maybe giving to other people does. Being generous probably does make your heart feel happy. Okay? So maybe do something that is going to restore some of that energy. Do something for your self-care. Okay? Do something inwardly. Do something for yourself. Receive something. Show some kindness or some love to yourself. Okay? In the next 2 days. And then come back to this video and let me know. Yeah. Because we have the Hanged Man too. Don't forget about the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is an energy of sacrifice. The Hanged Man is your general energy. And to me, it feels like you're starting to really, truly feel the discomfort of, kind of over generosity, overextending yourself. Maybe you're a bit of a people pleaser. Okay? Maybe you tend to bend over backwards to make other people comfortable. And now I feel that we are sort of turning things around. We're shifting. The Hanged Man is now becoming the fire dancer, right? Instead of suffering and sacrificing, I feel like you're giving everybody the shirt off your back. Well, no, you're keeping that for yourself now. You're going to be a little bit selfish. Because I think you're realizing and recognizing the need for you to heal. You need the rejuvenation. Okay? It may be that you're feeling low level, like under the weather. You know, that low level, even illness or sickness, or you just kind of feel a little bit cruddy. Not sick. I don't have the flu, but it's just, I don't feel strong anymore. I don't feel vital. And I feel that this is ultimately a card that's saying slow down and rest. Okay, pause what you've been doing. Pause the outgo as much as you can and keep a little bit for yourself. Yeah, because this is the ultimate sacrifice. You've been sacrificing too much of yourself. Yeah. And then we're moving into hermit mode. Solitude. A spiritual retreat. A little bit of a sabbatical. You need peace and quiet. You've got to spend some time alone with yourself to take care of yourself. And if you have loved ones around you, let them take care of you. Okay, the hermit's kind of staying home and saying, if you want to see me, you got to come over. Bring the chicken soup. But you're protecting your energy. You're protecting your resources. Okay, in a way, cutting things off a little bit. Protecting the energy drain. Plugging the leaks. Stepping away from the noise. Okay? And I think that's going to allow you to really feel the Nine of Cups, the happiness, the restoration, the replenishment. But this card is in a weird position. Because I feel that it's not easy for you to just, to feel the, let's say, the inner happiness or your own emotional fulfillment. It's kind of like you like making other people happy. You like doing things for other people and being generous with other people. You're allowed to feel this superabundance as well. Right now, between the Seven of Pentacles and the Hanged Man, I feel like you're starting to feel the depletion. You're starting to feel a little bit of the scarcity. What you really want to feel is the superabundance. Okay? This is you letting in the life that you truly desire. This is you taking joy for yourself, not downplaying it. Not giving everybody else the credit, you know. Not making sure everybody else is having a good time, but making sure that you're enjoying your journey. You got to let yourself feel good. You're moving into a chapter that is gentle, that is sweet, and that is nourishing, and that is super abundant. Okay? You're allowed to feel this. It's not a distraction from your path. This is how the path should feel. Okay? And it doesn't mean that you're never going to do anything for anybody else. No. But sometimes you got to put on your own oxygen mask first. This is the moment for you to receive pleasure without feeling like you have to pass it on to everybody else. You can keep some for you. Yeah. And of course, the Universe card shows the completion of a cycle. Something is kind of coming to an end. I feel like we're entering a new phase of life. Maybe you are entering a new decade of your life. Maybe this is a new life phase. Maybe this is a new rite of passage for you. But this is also fulfillment and wholeness. Okay? So this is you feeling like you're allowed to receive and to possess yourself and your life You're allowed to receive the results of your work and receive the abundance and happiness. Okay? This is wholeness. This is you being made whole again. Maybe financially, maybe too much of your resources have been going out. We got to save them. We got to beautify our space here. We got to spend some of that money on you. Okay? Save some of that. Build up your security even, right? You're going to be made whole again, and it's going to feel delightful. Let's look at the mystery card. What should this be? Maybe the star. Maybe we need the renewal of the star card. Your superpower card. Maybe we need... I don't know. I feel like we need another hermit. Yeah. If you have a prediction, please put it in the comments. Maybe we need a 6 of something, or like a 9 or a 10 of pentacles. Let's see. A 6 of pentacles. I think that's very good. This does show generosity. Okay? But see, we mistake this card and think that this is just us being generous, and this is just the outgo of energy. This is just me giving my contributions to everybody else and investing in everybody else and doing and sharing the wealth with everybody else. No, this card is really about harmony and reciprocity. You've been having too much of the outgo, not enough of the income. So there's been a lack of harmony. That's why we have a 7. We're restoring the balance. It's time for you to receive. It's time for you to take the money, take the credit, take the happiness, take the love. Take the rest, take the day off. Because that restores the balance. That creates the harmony. You know, you've been pulling the double shifts over and over again. You've been working the overtime. You've been taking care of everybody else. And it's been a one-way street. This card is about the harmony, the consonance resonating with other people. So that means that the energy has to flow back toward us now, because that keeps the harmony. All right. Now, we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, there are some links in the corner. There's a link down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.